Good morning and welcome to 7-Star Tarot. This is a reading for the collective on the new moon, just after the new moon, at the end of June. So we've started with 3 of the Energy Oracle cards, just to give us a guide as to what this reading is about. So we have Indecision, we have Goddess of the Moon, and we have Appreciation in the reverse. So you may be at a point where you're trying to decide between 2 potential options, and we will look into what those potential options are. Maybe feeling quite indecisive about it, but the Goddess of the Moon card is showing up to indicate that there are intuitive messages available for you if you open yourself up to them, and the Appreciation coming in the reverse is saying that you may have found it difficult due to some of the challenges which you've been experiencing to appreciate the little things. So starting a gratitude journal is a very fulfilling way to get you in a good high vibrating state early in the day, so I can highly recommend that. But let's have a look. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Let's see what these 2 options are. So let's have a few cards for the first option, Death in reverse, and High Priestess, and the Chariot. Okay. So let's have some cards for the other option. Oh, this one's a bit messy. Right, we have the Fool, the Hanged Man, the Justice, and the 6 of Cups in reverse. I think this is about a relationship that maybe is from the past. So, the Knight of Swords and the Death in reverse. Knight of Swords is quite bold, impetuous, quick-moving, honourable. Not really that intellectual for someone with a sword. Kind of tendency to rush into things. So in reverse, are you considering the Death in reverse? Well, the Knight in reverse is very, very impetuous, very fast-moving, almost to a dangerous degree, wanting to rush in without any thought at all. Maybe this is a person, could be a male energy in your life, who doesn't really think about others, just thinks about what they want. So the Death in reverse is telling me that this is a situation which, drinking my tea, which could have died, should have died, or would have died, but hasn't died, or maybe refusing to end a situation which involves a person who is quite maybe selfish, or at least not obsessed, I heard obsessed, but self-oriented, let's say. And then we have the High Priestess and the Chariot, which is almost like... Well, the High Priestess is about receiving the knowledge from the divine. Oh, both of these cards are very much about receiving some kind of knowledge, power, authority from the divine in order to decide which way to go. So I would say this is about potentially going back to a situation from the past, not letting it die, and because of this almost kind of like lack of transformation of something from the past, the necessity for really tuning in to your own intuition, intuitive messages, and following the path which seems to be laid out. But also the chariot indicates, with the armor and the sort of authoritarian kind of stance is kind of ensuring that you protect yourself, because obviously the human underneath the armor is quite soft, just as the emotions. This is a Cancerian card. Inside the shell of the crab, so the soft and squishy center, so the protecting one's emotions, but very much kind of receiving the pathway from and receiving the kind of support of the divine, if you want to deal with someone who is sort of a bit either quite kind of like self-oriented and maybe kind of like overexcitable, maybe somewhat immature. You always have to be careful with dealing with a Knight of Swords in reverse, because they may not have a good sense of virtue, a good sense of honor. It doesn't seem like a very good option, that one, does it? So we have here the Fool, the Hanged Man in... oh no, is he in reverse? Yes, he's in reverse. Couldn't tell whether he was in reverse, weirdly, for a second there. The Justice and the Six of Cups in the reverse. So this is about taking a new pathway, making a leap of faith into the future, relying on your own abilities, not following maybe the way that others should, the way that others think you should go, possibly going against the grain, in a way that is fair. Being mindful of what is fair. And with the Six of Cups in reverse, I'd say kind of leaving the past behind. So this is almost kind of like go back to the past or continue on to a new adventure. Can we clarify the Knight of Swords in the reverse? Okay, can we clarify the Death in reverse? Thank you. Okay, so the Strength and the World in reverse. Wow. Let me consult my book about the Knight of Swords in reverse, because there's something I'm missing here for some reason. And I want to know what it is. Something I'm missing in the description of the Knight of Swords in reverse. The theme when the Knight of Swords appears in reverse is warpath. There are strong hostilities, and someone may be engaging in aggression out of anger. Reconsider aggressions. The seeker is following the shoot first, ask questions later mantra. Take a step back to clear and calm your head. Yes. tendency to be impatient will cause trouble. So this is kind of, like charging in basically without thought. Charging in without thought, not accepting. I mean, the answer is in the reading, isn't it? Not accepting. Okay, so if you're of the mind to rush back into whatever this situation is, it could be a person from your past, it could be a job situation, it could be any situation, to rush back in to kind of resurrect something, to try and tame the beast, to try and tame the beast with your strength and with your intuition. The world in reverse. To go to a situation in your past which is not to prevent a situation being over. The death in reverse and the world in reverse. You can't get more clear than that. This path is to go in all guns blazing, to keep something alive which clearly almost wants to end. And then the council here, of course, is the High Priestess and the Chariot. What else do we have with the High Priestess and the Chariot? The Nine of Cups. Because this is something which you want. Because this is something which you want. And you want to be almost in control of this outcome, but you're not in control. You're not in control. The divine is in control. Fate, karma is in control. There is no reins on the chariot. The chariot is being pulled by the sphinxes. And the sphinxes mirror the dualistic pillars surrounding the High Priestess. And so these are the esoteric forces of either intuition and premonition on the part of the High Priestess, or in terms of the male versus the female kind of properties of activity versus passivity, being active going forward but also yielding at the relevant time. We also do have the Nine of Wands here. So, yes, you may Nine of Wands is wounded warrior. So are you going into as a wounded warrior, charging in, or are you going in to almost to kind of save a wounded warrior, or to connect with somebody who's a wounded warrior because you think that this person is your Nine of Cups? Okay, I can see the draw here. There's a Knight of Wands. This is someone potentially quite attractive, quite passionate, quite exciting, quite bold. This person obviously gets your heart beating, but Ten of Wands, difficult situation. Almost too many burdens to bear. Six of Cups in reverse, not a situation that's going to be giving equally to you. Okay, I think we've had enough on that one. So we come to the Fool, to the new beginning, the Hanged Man in reverse. Hanged Man in reverse is sort of like not waiting then. Not waiting. You already have the perspective that you need. You don't need to hang upside down. That's what I'm getting from this right now. You don't need to hang upside down to get your perspective. You've already done so. I think you know what the answer is here. But let's go through it anyway. And this is what will be fair. This is what will be right. This isn't fair because you're going back to a situation which is going to be taken away from you. That's not going to be equal, and you know that. You already know this, collective. Come on now. Okay, Judgment in the reverse. Queen of Swords. Ace of Swords in the reverse. Six of Swords. What is going on here? Judgment in the reverse is about something not. Judgment in the reverse. I mean, Judgment is about being reborn, rising from the dead, letting go of a previous cycle, calling judgment on something. In the reverse, interesting. In the reverse, it would almost be like a kind of holding on to a previous cycle, but the Queen of Swords, maybe it's saying that the rebirth has already kind of occurred in a way. Accepting that judgment has already been called, that a rebirth has already occurred. The Queen of Swords, someone who doesn't take any nonsense, someone who wants clarity, sees things as they are. With her telescope there, she sees the world as it is. What is up with this focus? She sees the world as it is. And yeah, she doesn't take any nonsense. Not terribly emotional, quite withdrawn insofar, quite intellectual, morally correct, again, in line with the justice. Ace of Swords in reverse, I think this is about kind of accepting that you're not necessarily ever going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. You may not ever know why this happened, or the ins and outs. By letting this person go, by choosing a new path, or this situation, whatever the situation was, that maybe you won't ever get that final kind of answer which sort of unlocks whatever this mystery was, all of these unanswered questions and so forth from the past. But it will be justice, even if you don't get all of the answers. Closing the door on that chapter of your life. Six of Swords in reverse. There may be... Oh, hello. That was weird. There may be a sense of things falling on your head. There may be a sense of stagnancy, of the sky falling down. There are no coincidences. This may be very, very difficult. You may feel like it's extremely difficult to start again. You may still feel stuck, even though you will be moving on. And it may feel like you have these sort of dark clouds above you, and that there's lack of clarity, and that all you have is these sort of bad memories of the past. I think this is the more difficult. Route in the immediate. You may have a tendency to kind of go back to this situation, although in the long run, there won't be a transformation of what's occurred. You'll still be standing in this very defensive, quite hurt position. You'll probably get, hurt again because you won't be receiving what you need to receive. And this person will be kind of, taking your energy while you'll be shouldered with all the burden. Or go on your own way, accept that the knowledge that you already have is good enough, and that you may not get all of the answers that you feel like you need or want. Accept what is right, and move on, having grieved for this previous situation. And of course, intuition is what will guide you to this correct path. I think it's a sort of case of almost being like between a rock and a hard place with this reading. So let's see. Do we have anything more that we can get from this? I'm sure there will be something more. So, what else do we have for this situation? Which is a kind of going back to what didn't work in the past, what seemed too heavy. What's the kind of attraction to this, I guess? Might be a good question to ask. Why would Six of Cups in the reverse? Yeah, memories. Not wanting to leave the happy memories behind, wanting to try and recreate the memories. Ace of Swords. I hope that clarity and balance will be achieved. Page of Wands in the reverse and the Chariot in the reverse. I think there's a hope here that there will be clarity achieved. Lots of mirroring going on here. The Six of Swords in reverse now comes out for this side. Temperance. A hope that things can be healed. Page of Wands in the reverse. Page of Wands in the reverse is it's almost like a kind of lack of drive or lack of willingness to move forward. I think you're dealing with someone who's a Page of Wands in the reverse, who didn't want to move forward. The Chariot in reverse. Someone who wasn't able to move forward in a balanced way. I'm getting a lot, your energy is obviously wanting the truth, wanting the balance out of this situation. But I think, this person is, I think you think of this person as better than they actually are, and you have this sort of, you've got the strength to view this person as better than they are. But the Six of Cups is in reverse, look at all of the unhappy memories that this created. And, this person just flippantly chucking this thing up in the air. It's like, passion can just be like thrown around. Four of Cups. Ten of Cups. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this kind of hope. This hope that, for this happy life with this person, but the Four of Cups, dissatisfied. Will this person ever be satisfied? Or are they just a dissatisfied person? Will you ever be satisfied really with this person? Think about it, with this situation, this person, whatever it is. Will you ever be satisfied with not getting enough, with somebody who isn't able to move forwards towards you? Are you always going to be the one that chases? Really? Are you always going to be that person, the chaser? Come on. What do we have for this one? Queen of Swords again. Queen of Swords, doing what's right, knowing what's right, knowing the truth, even though nobody's given you the truth, you've brought the truth to yourself. You've brought the truth to yourself. You know what is out on the horizon there. You're looking to a new future. And if anyone brings any crap to you've got your sword to cut them off. 6 of Wands, victory. Yeah, you're by yourself here, okay? You're by yourself in this victory, but this victory is yours. This is your justice, the Lovers in reverse, sorry, you got to leave that behind. Leave that behind, because it's just, lots and lots of fire, lots and lots of passion. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. Stop holding on. Not holding on to this thing anymore. Difficult decision. You're obviously still wrestling with this. Even if there's a sense that we've moved on from this, there's obviously still a major the Lovers in reverse is like, it's a hard truth, man. This looks like such a nice union, but it's not, is it? It never ends up that way. This is the acceptance. It never ends up that way. Okay, let's have an oracle card to finish. New life. There you go. Yeah, I think, yes, there may be some indecision still in the energy, but I think we know which way we're going, don't we, collective? We know which way we're going. It's just good to remind ourselves of what we're leaving behind, I suppose. Birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. This is what's coming. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight, birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. New energy enters old relationships, and new relationships are bursting with the sweetness and vibrancy only encountered when winter gives way to spring. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnerships in all forms. Yeah, go and receive a partnership that you're worthy of, What comes next after we accept that this is the way that we're going? What comes next for collective? Two of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. Oh dear. So with balance, with grace, with poise, we're able to leave behind this sense of feeling left out in the cold. We're having clarity, King of Swords, about our situation. Ooh, King of Swords. We had the Queen of Swords come out, so are we meeting a match, an intellectual match to ourselves? 8 of Wands, we're moving on. Moving on, and it's easy to do so after a fashion. 9 of Swords in reverse, we're letting go of this anxiety. This anxiety is becoming a thing of the past, and we have the happy memories to go on with. But there is a potential partnership here with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. We have a match. We have a match here. So, if you want that, I guess, if that's what you want to meet your match, then there is the potential for that in the future. I think, first of all, we need to let go of this sense of feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold, focus on, your busy life, your abundance, your grace, your poise, your balance, your ability to maintain this busy and vibrant and full life. And let the wind carry you away here. Let the wind carry you away, collective. That's what I have for you. I hope this helped. See you next time.